работает. Работает. Или не работает? Что-то я пока не пойму. Как меня слыхать-то хоть? А, хорошо слышно-то. Погоняем часик. Посмотрим, куда
checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure.
Captain. Hey, Captain. Up in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
Бывает.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a toss-ball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Да, конечно. Ты кто?
Going for a stroll around the docking base? Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers, Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's, well, former dock worker. Yeah, I reckon you're right. Imagine me. Hey, not for nothing. But I saw you wander out of that Captain of the Unreliable. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate. Oh, not at all. Just, see you around. Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Ты вроде на это хотел. Чудовище, блядь.
Quietly now. What do you need?
Look out!
You just cut!
Ah! What are you doing, Cap?
I soiled myself.
Try something else! Be ready!
You're hurt, Captain!
Toss this garbage out the airlock.
Wait!
Okay, calm quiet.
Ладно. До хрена народу.
do you think you're doing? Just don't make more paperwork for me, all right?
Так, чем мне это грозит? Так, нет, нафиг. Все наш.
Customs and inspection, right this way. Identification, please. Everybody's got it. I'd tell you no one's fallen for that line in about 30 years. Then, I'd take the safety off my gun and kindly ask you to move along.
It's a good thing he didn't say that then, right? Right, sir?
Sure, kid. Right. You've got a ship, but you've never visited...
Sure did.
Well, welcome to Groundbreaker. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end. You'll want to take it up with Udam Bet. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. Access to that information is above my pay grade. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. If I had to take a guess as to why... Not gonna lie. You're in a pickle. But, Udam's and, records show this ain't the first time your ship's been impounded. Seems to get cleared up pretty quick. You might know. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you... Wanda Dorset over in sickbay? Tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she... A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. Mutt, is there it? He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison. They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. All their interstellar freighters come through us. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really... It's a delicate balance, right? We could cancel their freighters. They got assault cruisers, gunship. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little people.
The board wouldn't do that.
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up. Sure thing. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system, two biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent most of those jobs are going to take you... Relative to the board holdings? Not really. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to... They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say that Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to... Are you pulling my leg? You got a funny sense of humor, friend. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here... Sitting around, drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll... Yep. Groundbreakers... Seems like every year... Glad to help. Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet the...
If you're thinking to make a career here, full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's... All right. Most places are on the promenade deck. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. You need it? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go. On your left, make sure you bring an empty belly. Be seeing you.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that? Graham?
Asshole.
so fast? What do you think you're doing? You and I never saw each other.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave the planet and threaten our hard-working citizens. This is Halcyon News, reminding you that there's no I in news, no we in Halcyon, and no Mercury in Saltuna.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Sugar gel flakes and purple berry flavored power nuggets. Now with 12% more crunch. Rizzo's knock you out raw. Plus CCN 76 more
I know she's in there, Mfuru. You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene.
CNP, I can't believe it's not forced. It's
What's going on with you lately? You seem down.
Board patrol nicked a friend of mine. Accused her of piracy.
Shit.
This is Halcyon
Those
News.
XF411s? And an old Yakita 37? You think they'd let me peek at the power plant?
Tossball finals are scheduled to air soon, but a scandal has rocked the league and thrown this pivotal game into question. Both teams have tested negative for performance-enhancing stims. A tossball first.
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
How? I've spent all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
You've been listening to Halcyon News, your mandated duty as a good citizen of Halcyon.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. I heard we had someone in impound. Wish I could help. I gave the bureaucrats a motive authority over freight traffic, and it rankles them good when I challenge it. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers. Ain't that always the way? So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out... Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust. You're right, I don't. The board is after 2 things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change. You've got my attention. Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making... Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Gayan, kept it together during the crossing and until she died. I was promoted only recently.
They must have been amazing people to have taught you all you know, I mean, which is a lot.
That means a lot coming from a fellow engineer. Appreciate it. There wasn't much that took me by surprise about the job, but maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that only You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to I hope that was a joke, Captain. I gelded that thing years ago. Now it brews a stim that goes down stronger than Nan or Spank. Family recipe.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really just a dab hand with a wrench. Nothing special. Not like a chief engineer.
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your... You've got my... Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts. They want us to sweat, thinking that'll soften me up for a bad faith deal. If you'll excuse... The board isn't helping and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker... Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. Sorry, I forgot not... The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and... Those idiots are immune to reason, and they don't much care. If you could find some way to solve this without violence, I'd prefer that. I have. I can't afford to lose any Mardits on this job. Mardits are descended from the original Marine detachment that crossed the void with groundbreaking. You must not have been here long. In Halcyon, new parts come by way of interstellar freighters from Earth, and that means I'd have to negotiate with the board. I've already given them the shot. Damn right. And while I'm captain of the Groundbreaker... Good. What? This whole deck...
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss June.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, you're...
Not...
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Remember Auntie Cleo? Because she remembers you. When you were sick, who took your temperature? Have you given your auntie a hug today? This story brought to you by Halcyon News. All the news that's fit to broadcast.
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king. Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the... Time to feed the flake.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like?
Speaking for myself, Captain.
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got... I know this ain't a toy, neighbor from above. It's... passing through? This is dead-end territory. But the second floor is my place. Off limits to the likes of you.
Stealing.
What do you think you're doing? You're free to go.
Not a peep from me.
Red gave me a taste of the good stuff. I've been tripping for days.
Careful with that shit.
Not another step in that direction, friend.
It is crazy to live in this universe. Crazy cosmos. Crazy cosmos. Ah, got a swollen tongue.
Even the proverbial unwashed masses would turn their noses up at this place. Would cut them off.
Not another step in that direction, friend.
Can you imagine being frozen for 10 years, sailing through space in a room such as this?
What was that? What do you think you're doing?
You're free to go. You get that automech patch? McCred wants it up and running.
I'm trying to think of a good name before I wake it up.
Don't give it a name. What are you thinking? It hasn't got a heart? Not like us.
Так. надо тумбочку взять.
Where did that chewy crystal go? Shoot on sight, jesters!
Easy does it.
Bullshit. You've been getting into the boss's special stash again, haven't you?
Let's go!
Everyone all right? Fantastic, we've got them. Now we can move on to cleaner pastures.
А если...
Got it. Heads down.
Where did that chewy crystal go? Shoot on sight, jesters!
Today's my birthday.
Fantastic, we've got them. Now we can move on to cleaner pastures.
What's that?
Like to die first.
Take him down!
Ah! Look out, Cap!
Где мой пулеметик?
What was that? Pathetic.
Unexpected noise identified.
That'll work, Captain.
I'm taking cover!
Incoming!
Так, попробуем по-другому. Так, загрузить. Там мы где? Это мы здесь. Блин, да, далеко.